Welcome again to God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel. I'm Eldridge Henry. This is my beautiful wife, Zena Henry. And this is gummytc. Now listen, today we're going to talk about deal or no deal. Yes, we're re-engaging with our unmarried couples, because if you're married, you can listen to these things, but you got work to do.
Exactly.
For those of you who are unmarried, these are things that let you know to stay in the relationship or bounce out or exit. So a deal breaker by definition is a fact or issue that if left unresolved calls for the canceling of all negotiations and any contracts that are taking place.
I like the way you put that.
Well, thank you.
Canceling.
Canceling. So in reference to the dating world, these are the things that you see that you're not willing to tolerate or deal with. So I'm going to end this relationship and move on. It's hard to do at times, but you have to be very, very aware of what your deal breakers are. My wife educated me on this because I was unaware that there are such things that, really need to be focused on, and those are the things that you see. Because what we've told so many couples is what a person is showing you right now is their true self. There's no new person just because they said, I do.
Yes.
So, baby, what do you think we ought to talk about?
Well, you said deal breakers,
right.
So did you tell them what a deal breaker was?
I defined it, yes.
Okay, well, so we're gonna bring you 3 points today, and not necessarily about deal breakers, because that's not something that we can actually tell you. You're going to have to figure out yourself what your individual deal breakers are. And then I also want you to examine the red flags. If you're in a relationship or you're headed toward marriage, I want you to look at those red flags in the relationship. Okay. Those things that flare up that may kind of warn you that something is not quite right about the relationship. And then I want you to think about, what things do I need to do? Do I need to stay in this relationship, or do I need to get out? Again, only you can say what your personal deal breakers are, and only you can recognize those red flags. Sometimes we're too close to a situation, and so those red flags are, blaring off all around us, and everybody else can see them, but we can't. So sometimes you need to step back from the situation and really take inventory of that relationship and ask yourself, is this a relationship that I want to be in for the rest of my life?
Wow.
Or is this a relationship that may not be quite right now, and this may not be the person for me? So that's an important thing. So that's something that you're going to have to do personally. But I do want to come to you today and give you 3 points of just 3 things, and there are a worldwide things that your spouse or future spouse should possess. Right. But they should at least have these 3 things that we're going to talk about. So the first thing is communication. They should have good communication skills. It's important that you're able to communicate your thoughts, your ideas, what you're feeling to the other person. Because if you're going through a relationship and you're never able to tell a person that you feel hurt, or that you feel sad, or that you feel disrespected, that person's never going to be able to meet your needs, because they're not going to know what those needs are.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Exactly. And if you're not able to tell somebody your ideas about something. Let's say you watched a TV show and you had some wonderful analyzation or thoughts about that program. Why not express that with your mate? That's how me and Elle have most of our wonderful conversations. They're usually surrounded around some type of TV show or movie, maybe analyzing what those characters could have done better. And I know when you were in school, I'm taking you back a little bit, I know, you probably had a teacher that asked you to analyze a story or analyze a character from a story. We're bringing back those skills. That works on communication as well. Yeah. And of course, I may have one up on you because I am a past English teacher, and so for me, everything is kind of analytical. But I do think that me and Elle are able to engage in a lot of conversations because we're both analytical people, and so we kind of try to analyze characters, and even though they're not real, but it makes for good conversation, right?
I agree. You want to put yourself in some people's situations within movies sometimes and ask your person that you're dating, what do you think about this if I were to do such and so? So these are great ways to discuss how you will resolve conflict. And that's one of the big things about being a good communicator, is that you learn how to resolve conflict in a way that's healthy.
Exactly. That, again, I love the fact that you're saying you're putting yourself in the place of characters that we see on TV. Even though they're not real and they're portraying something that's fake, we can still relate to those situations. A lot of the TV shows that we watch them because we can relate to them. And so I think it's important to try to put yourself in that situation, or to ask yourself, if you're watching a show about a couple, maybe saying, hey, how could that couple have handled that differently? And if we were in that situation, how would we handle that?
Right.
I think it's really good to have good communication skills going into the relationship and not trying to work on them after the marriage.
Right.
Okay, so good communication skills, number one. Secondly, you want to make sure that your future spouse is considerate. It's really difficult for you to be with someone and they're never considerate of your feelings. They don't say thank you. They don't say please. They don't say you're welcome. And not to say that you're doing things that you are supposed to do. They can still tell you thank you.
Correct.
I tell my husband thank you every time he opens a door for me. He may feel like that's something he's doing because he's a man and he's being a courteous gentleman, but I still think that that's worthy of thank you. He tells me thank you when I cook dinner for him, even though that is something that I feel like, as the wife of the house, I'm supposed to cook. He doesn't have to tell me thank you for that, but he does.
Yes.
And then
She can cook.
And then excuse me. You know, if I interrupt my husband or if I step on his toe accidentally, these are some common courtesies that we do when we're out in public, when we're at work. We do this automatically.
Yes.
But yet and still, when we're with our significant other, we feel like we don't have to be courteous.
Yeah.
And you do. You should still be courteous.
Another form of courtesy that we want to make sure that you all are aware of is old school considerations when it comes to being out later than normal, being detained at work and not checking in. And I say the word checking in because I know it's going to ring a bell to some of you. Checking in is not making you less than a man or less than a woman. That is the kind courtesies that you show someone you love dearly. Exactly. So it would look like this. I get off at 7 o'clock, but I want to be at work to 8:30. Hey baby, I'm going to be at the job a little longer than planned. If you need anything, call me. I'm still here. Everything's good. Now, if you've been in a relationship where there's been infidelity, like we suffered through, or there's been some other things that have come back with just lack of communication, you need to be that courteous because you are allowing your spouse a chance to not be worried about you.
Yes.
It's not about being henpecked or checking in or any sign of weakness. That's a sign of love and dedication to the person you are building a relationship with, or if you are married, the person you love and are living with and are married to. You can't take advantage of your gift from God, who is your spouse. Keep them informed. Or spouse to be. Keep them informed. So that's being considerate or courteous. If you are going to work and you're going to be late, you don't just show up and like it ain't no big deal. You call and say, hey, I've been in a car accident, had a flat tire, I am on my way. So look at it in that perspective so you won't be the rude, unkind, mean person in the relationship.
I love the analogy about calling in for work. That does kind of put it in perspective.
Yeah. Think on it, people.
Yes. So good communication skills, and then you also want to be considerate. And then number 3, you want to be tuned into your significant other. One of the things that we have found in this new age social media world is that so many people are not tuned into the person they're in a relationship with. And it's so sad because we constantly see people that are out at restaurants or just out together and they're always on their phone.
Show me what that looks like, baby.
It's like always like
Zena,
this.
how you doing? I miss you so much. Oh, you look so great in this outfit today. I'm so glad you wore the favorite dress that I like. So what do you think we got to order tonight? Do you want to share a dessert, girl? I am so into you. So
did you see this video?
Garbage.
So we want to make sure that we're not doing that.
Yeah.
It's really important. Social media is exciting. Yes, I understand.
It's neat.
However, what's more exciting is the person that's right there in front of you.
That you can actually have access to.
Yes. And that's actually a friend. And not one of the thousands of friends that you have on Facebook that you
don't know.
Yeah.
Come on.
So we actually want to make sure, not saying there's anything wrong with social media.
Yes, it is.
But we're saying that if
the devil made me do it.
If you have face-to-face time with the person that's right there in front of you, give them face-to-face time. Be tuned in. When your significant other is talking to you, Give them your full attention.
Yeah.
Make sure that you engage and you shake your head or nod your head. Make sure that you're
Yes.
acknowledging what they're saying. Even ask a question. Sometimes interrupt and say, oh, wait a minute. I want to clarify what you were saying.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Engage in conversation, because I can guarantee you that you probably started out in your relationship being really engaged, and then somewhere along the line you started to take that person for granted, and then you started to ignore some of the things that they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Red flag. And also, if you're not engaging in conversation with them, they're going to find somebody who will engage in conversation with them. Again, that can be another red flag.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you're giving them the attention, not just before marriage, but after marriage as well.
Yeah.
It's really important.
So we understand that we have to be a good communicator.
Yes.
And it takes processes and time to make it happen. Especially for men. We're not that much to talk about feelings and whatnot, but we need to learn to do that. So
Exactly.
communication, being considerate or courteous,
Exactly.
and also being in the moment. Be tuned in to the one you're dating, or be in tuned to your spouse. Work on these three things, and they definitely will help you find or build a relationship that's worth spending with that individual for a lifetime, or letting you know, hey, these things here are not worth deviating from. These are my focus. If I don't get these things, I cannot begin a relationship with this person. So, deal or no deal? What are your deal breakers? Hit us up below in the comments. Check us out. Share the videos with some friends. Find out if they got deal breakers, if they're still dating, and you married folk. It's too late to worry about deal breakers, but work on your relationships by communicating, being courteous, and being in the moment. Put those tablets and cell phones down.
Yes.
Love you guys. Thanks again for being with us here on gummytc. We're God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel. We love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sugar, please. See y'all next time. Peace.
Okay.
You need to get your breath back, Craig.
Is that better now, baby?
I don't know. Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? No, don't button that up. I don't want the top button.
I'm feeling nerdy.
Please unbutton that.
I can't be cool and sexy all the time, baby. Sometimes I need to look dignified and nerdy.
No, that doesn't make you look nerdy. That was making you look... Yeah, I don't know, but it wasn't making you look nerdy. It was making you look something.
I need you to zone in and be engaged in me.
Look into my eyes. Stare into my eyes of love.
Only the eyes of love?
Yes, only the eyes of love.
It's a gray hair.
Love, 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 love. Jill Scott got a song like that. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Okay. Give it to me, give it to me, give it. Love, 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 love. Okay. Sounds so cool just singing that.
2, 3. Check the gap in the tummy.
And remember to look into the lens and not the side, like I've been doing. All right, we're ready. Ready. Hold on, somebody driving by. They jamming. Oh, classic man. I'm a classic man.
That ain't what that is.
You sure? Sound like it. What is it then?
I don't know. It ain't that.
It did sound like classic man.
It's $2 there.
I bet you $2 was.
Okay. Never know.
That beat. I'm a classic man. No, that was classic man.
That's a big ass moth. Was that a butterfly?
Where?
In the window. It just spread its wings sitting on the center section on the right side.
Is it outside?
Mm-hmm.
Stay focused. Come on, we gotta do the
That's
video.
big. It's like,
Where?
in the window. He opened his wings. He's trying to cool off. Look on the second pane down on the left side of that center bar.
I don't see him.
Anyway,
Okay.
come on. Hi, welcome again.
Really, dude?
Stop that. Don't take one. Hi, welcome again to God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel, our very own gummytc. Listen, what's a deal breaker?
I don't know, honey. What is a deal breaker?
Listen, what is a deal breaker?
I don't know, honey. What's a deal breaker?
Good question. I'm glad you asked. Now check this out. A deal breaker is a factor or issue that, if unresolved, doesn't bring closure to the deal. So that means that if there is a factor or an issue.
Hold on, CJ coming in the door. That was Classic Man. I was right.
What
CJ,
song you playing?
CJ.
You can hear it?
Yes, I told you that was Classic Man. You owe me $5, bro.
CJ, was that actually the song you were playing?
Come here, CJ.
Were you playing that song for real?
Yes.
Come through the door and say it on camera. Come through that other door. What song was that? Oh, you're sharp, ain't it?
Boy.
You fresh, ain't it?
What's up, baby?
Say hi to the peoples.
Hey,
Come down.
You fresh.
You can come down.
You got
or
your
no?
twirl. Now you gotta stand in front of the camera. Tweed. Come here, stand in front of the camera. Come stand in front of the camera, boy. No. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna rip your stuff. You better come in here. Hi, this is our son.
Now drop.
Now drop down.
You
Hi.
gotta come down more because we gotta make
No,
sure.
this is
You gotta make sure you see. There you go. That's how it
So
was.
what song were you playing?
Classic Man
Classic Man, and I said it.
by Jadena.
Yes.
He's dope.
Yes.
Listen to him.
Give me a high five. See, I said that was Classic Man, and your dad was like, "That's not Classic
I'm out
Man."
there banging.
Yeah, you was banging. I
Who
was like,
think that was you coming on this
Classic Man,
I said you
yeah.
going to work first. No, I didn't see Jay.
I figured you
So,
were coming home.
I was wrong. It was Classic Man by Jadena that my wife miraculously
Whatever,
heard.
dude. I know music. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a classic man.
Hey, his father designed his audio system.
I'm a classic
Awesomeness.
man. I don't know the rest of the words.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
you can
sync.
be mean when you look this clean. I'm a classic man. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
a classic man.
Okay. All right.
Okay.